Good Thursday evening, October 31st. Happy Halloween and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The suspect arrested in an October 15th SWAT operation was formally arraigned Wednesday on drug charges. The Washington State Public Disclosure Commission issued a $5,000 fine to the Washington State Republican Party for 4 different violations on Tuesday. Our wet weather will continue into the start of the weekend. All your local weather details are straight ahead. The Washington Court of Appeals says the Wenatchee Valley Public Health Agency could be held liable for a 2021 cyber attack that exposed the private health information of its clients. The higher court today reversed the dismissal of a lawsuit seeking damages from the Chelan Douglas Health District. The 2 plaintiffs said they were among 109,000 people whose personal data was stolen from health district computers. In the aftermath, they received numerous spam calls and emails, and one of them learned her personal info was used to file for an unauthorized business license. Chelan County Judge Kristen Ferreira dismissed their case, saying they'd shown no evidence of harm. The Court of Appeals overruled that decision, saying the health district had a duty to keep personal information secure and that the plaintiffs should have a chance to prove damages at trial. The suspect arrested in an October 15th SWAT operation was formally arraigned Wednesday on drug charges. 30-year-old Osvaldo Verduzco Mendoza is charged in Chelan County with unlawful possession of fentanyl and methamphetamine with intent to deliver, plus counts of second-degree assault and eluding police. Verduzco was allegedly carrying saleable volumes of narcotics when the police SWAT team stopped his vehicle at Mission and Benton Streets and took him into custody. He remains held in the Chelan County Jail on $250,000 bond and is set for trial in December. Chelan County took input from the public yesterday on how to get the best use out of its backcountry motorized trails. The county is developing its first ever comprehensive plan for connecting its motorized trails and creating rules for riders of e-bikes, motorcycles, ATVs, and snowmobiles. The meeting took place at the Confluence Technology Center. Chelan County Natural Resources Director Mike Caputa told NCWLIFE News it was meant to help sharpen the focus of the county's planning process.
We had a couple of reasons we want to initiate this plan. One, we want to work with the Forest Service as they do what's called travel management across all the federal properties. So we want to have some ideas from the motorized rec community. What kinds of opportunities would they like to see? What kind of trails would they like to see? So it'll help inform the federal process. The county is also, every 7 years we have to update our countywide parks and recreation plan. And we thought motorized recreation was underrepresented in our planning process. So we're going to add this on to our countywide parks and rec plan. We're also interested in understanding the economic drivers and the economic development behind motorized recreation. What we saw from the presentation earlier is that, there are millions, in a case like up to $1 billion being spent statewide on motorized recreation and outdoor activities. So what we're trying to understand in Chelan County is, where do those people come from? Are they all homegrown? Do they come from the west side? And what kind of money do they spend here? The statewide information was collected the last time it was collected was 2019. So it's before COVID. We know a lot of things have changed since COVID. So we really want to understand what's going on here in Chelan County.
The Cascadia Conservation District has selected the 12 winning photos that will be featured in their 2025 stewardship calendar. The Conservation District opened their photo contest in May and asked for photos that celebrate Chelan County's natural resources. Anyone 13 and older was invited to participate, and entries were accepted in 6 categories: plants, wildlife, agriculture, recreation, landscapes, and water. The Conservation District needs to select 3 photos as best in show for the calendar and needs people to vote on their favorites. You can vote by going to the Cascadia Conservation District Facebook and vote by liking your top 3 photos. When we come back, the city of Wenatchee is looking at ways to increase its stock of what's called middle housing. We'll explain that coming up. And U.S. Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell, along with U.S. Representative Dan Newhouse, are requesting a major disaster declaration for the Colville Confederated Tribes. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Are you a good listener? Do you stay curious when exploring conflicts? Can you manage emotions in stressful situations? Do you want to help people create solutions that work for each person's needs, lives, and culture? We need people like you to learn to be volunteer mediators, and we're here to help. Contact your local dispute resolution center to discuss your interests and learn about training opportunities.
Check out clubcrowcashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Hi, this is Brad Hawkins, and I'm running to be your next Chelan County Commissioner. I'm very proud to have grown up in Wenatchee, and now to be raising a family of my own here. From Washington Elementary to Washington State Capitol, I've gained valuable experiences in my life and career, and I look forward to bringing it to the county. Serving as a county commissioner is a complex job. We need and deserve a proven, experienced leader. I'd be honored to have your vote.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
The city of Wenatchee is looking at ways to increase its stock of what's called middle housing, the smaller and denser developments like apartments and duplex that fall into a medium price range. Until modern zoning made it less desirable, middle housing was common in older Wenatchee neighborhoods. On Wednesday, city planners took 2 council members on a tour of middle housing examples in the area of Yakima and Okanagan streets. Assistant Community Development Director Stephen Noonschwander led the tour. He told NCWLIFE News as home affordability remains tight, the city is considering code changes to make certain kinds of middle housing practical again.
So middle housing it's duplexes, triplexes, cottage, smaller multifamily. So traditionally you see single family homes and mid-rise apartments, right? And it's middle housing is everything in between that. So again, that whole toolbox of duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, 5 and 6 plexes can even be middle housing. Modern vernacular in the city planning it's the missing middle because it has been passed over for conventional zoning, which is focused on single family, put a priority on that, as well as higher density mid-rise apartment buildings. And so yeah, we don't have a lot of it being built for a long time, but we're starting to see more of that happen now since our housing code update that we did in 2019.
Noonschwander says the code revisions are heading to the Wenatchee Planning Commission, which will make a recommendation on whether the City Council should adopt them into law by year's end. The Washington State Public Disclosure Commission issued a $5,000 fine to the Washington State Republican Party for 4 different violations on Tuesday. The PDC found the party made an illegal contribution to a Let's Go Washington ballot measure and failed to include sponsor ID on a text message in the 2023 election. The PDC also found that the party delayed reporting of the expenditure relating to that 2023 text message and also found found that the party accepted over $106,000 of anonymous contributions in 2024. The PDC press release says campaigns and committees are restricted to accept no more than $500 or 1% of their total contributions in a calendar year from anonymous sources. Campaigns or committees found in violation can ask the Commission for reconsideration within 10 days or appeal to the Superior Court within 30 days. U.S. Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell, along with U.S. Representative Dan Newhouse, are requesting a major disaster declaration for the Colville Confederated Tribes. In a letter sent to President Joe Biden, the members wrote in support of the Colville Business Council's request on October 17th for assistance due to damage caused by wildfires. In July, lightning strikes ignited a wildfire on the Colville Reservation that led to hundreds of residents to evacuate their homes and caused extensive damage to critical infrastructure. The letter says over 57,000 acres, including rangeland and agricultural areas, and 61 culturally significant tribal sites were burned. The letter asked Biden for assistance as quickly as possible. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will introduce you to Storm, a dog up for adoption at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Rain in the forecast through tomorrow with up to a foot of mountain snow possible. I'll have all the details, plus your Halloween forecast coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
If you live in Douglas County, this message is for you.
Hi, I'm Randy Agnew, the current mayor of Rock Island, and I'm running for Douglas County Commissioner, District 2. I believe the government is supposed to serve the people, and as an elected official, it is my job to make sure that it does. I have a proven track record doing exactly that as the mayor of Rock Island over the last 8 years, and successfully serving on many boards. A vote for me will bring that same leadership and commitment to all of Douglas County.
Paid for by Douglas County First.
Let your voice be heard. I'm former Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett, and I'd like to be your District 12 state representative in Olympia. With my extensive experience in law enforcement, I'm eager to serve you to ensure your community and neighborhood public safety. I intend to safeguard and improve your quality of life. I support your private property rights, lowering your tax burden, helping small business to thrive, fiscal responsibility, and your public safety.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brian Burnett for state representative.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
During the time I have served as your commissioner, the PUD has paid down more than $700 million in debt. I've worked hard to keep power rates low and utility services reliable. More than 80% of the county residents have access to high-speed fiber. I'm a real believer in local collaboration, in decision-making to get things done on behalf of all residents, and decisions made creating the best outcomes for the most people for the longest period. Thank you for your vote on November 5th.
It's time now for our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight's featured pet is a 3-year-old Husky Shepherd mix with a friendly demeanor and a big heart. Meet Storm.
Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager here. And this is Storm. And Storm is our 3-year-old Husky Shepherd mix. And he's just the loveliest, sweetest Husky mix I think we've ever had. We've had him for about 2 weeks now. And we need a great home for this boy because he's really special. He's really sweet, lovey, great size. Since he was a stray, we don't know about cats or really much about his history at all. We do know that he can be selective with some of our dogs here. He has some good friends, but others he doesn't much care for. He's got a really nice sort of moderate energy about him. He doesn't really bark. When he does, it's like he's talking to you. It's like his little language, but he doesn't just bark to bark. Because he's a Husky Shepherd mix, he's got a playful spirit, but he's also really smart. He knows his commands. He knows how to sit. He's really good at that one. He does a little party trick spin, and he's a really great walker. He doesn't pull, and he gives great eye contact, and he's there with you on the walk, which is really nice. He loves belly rubs, and he's just a really social people dog. So if you'd like to come and meet our little Storm, we are open Thursday through Tuesday from 12:30 to 6, or you can make an appointment on Wednesdays to come in and meet our boy, and we would love to see you.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Thursday. We had a little bit of rain overnight and then a lot of clouds throughout the day. And this is a great shot from a ways away from us. This is just south of Royal City and just north of Wahluke. You can see the Columbia River, but some very interesting cloud formations as well. Even some lenticular clouds, which means we have some mid-level winds just above the hills down that way. And then those dark clouds right by that, below that, whatever, and we will see more rain showers as we make our way through the night. There's also a winter weather advisory, and that's now until about 11 o'clock tonight. Check that out. 6 to 12 inches of snow is possible above 3,500 feet, and we could see that overnight tonight. The passes right here, just west of Chelan, we're talking Stevens Pass, also just north of Loop Pass. That's the Okanagan Highlands we're talking about, where 6 to 12 inches of snow could fall between now and about midnight. Wasn't very warm again today either. 48 our unofficial high. 51 is where we should be for this time of year. And 74 our record high set in 1967. Boy, that stood for a while, hasn't it? 33 our overnight low this morning. Almost that freezing mark. We're getting there. 35 is our normal low. How about 15 degrees our record low? And that was set in 2002. We did pick up 3/100ths of an inch of precipitation yesterday. That now gets us to 3.76 inches for the year. Sunrise this morning, 7:44, and it sets at 5:44. Keep in mind, by next week at this time, sunset's going to be 4:44. We'll talk about that as we turn our clocks back this weekend. High temperatures tomorrow, a lot like today, maybe just a tad cooler. It's going to be a wet one for Friday. 49s for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 48 in Quincy, 45 for Wenatchee, also up in Eniat, 43 for Leavenworth, and only 41 the high temperature tomorrow in Lake Wenatchee. There's a definite possibility of flakes flying up that way tomorrow. Tonight we will see cloudy skies. Rain showers will develop, and we will see that late tonight, even some snow along the Cascades and up around the Twisp, Winthrop area, all from that area of low pressure. For your Friday, the low moves a little bit closer to Washington. It's going to be a wet one, an 80% chance of rain throughout the day, our first day of November, and it's not going to be very warm either, with high temperatures only in the mid-40s. As we get into the upcoming weekend, maybe a morning shower. Low pressure is just to our north. This is our Saturday morning, and it will get better in the afternoon with just some scattered showers, so mostly cloudy by afternoon. Going to warm up a little too for Saturday with high temperatures near 50. On Sunday, partly cloudy. Looks like we'll stay mainly dry on Sunday. Seasonal high temperatures with highs in the low 50s, so not a bad way to end our weekend. Just some clouds out there. For Monday, area of low pressure will slide across Canada. Some breezy conditions and morning rain showers, and it will be statewide to start off our next work week. By the afternoon, though, just some cloudy skies. Most of the showers again along the Cascades. Highs on Monday Monday, again around that 50-degree mark. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies. You can see an area of high pressure building a dome over the Pacific Northwest. That'll keep us mainly dry and mild with highs on Tuesday into the low 50s. And then for your Wednesday, sunshine as a big dome of high pressure develops over the Pacific Northwest. We're going to see lots of blue sky. It's going to be a pretty nice day with high temperatures Wednesday in the low 50s. Taking a look now at your 7-day forecast, 39 overnight tonight. A good chance we are going to see a rain event throughout tomorrow. 45 our high. Also, a good chance that we will see some morning rain on Saturday, giving way to mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon and 50, partly cloudy and 52 to end our weekend on Sunday, and then more morning rain on Monday and 50 before we dry out and the sun comes back out by Wednesday, sunny and 51. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
We see that we're losing a lot of really talented individuals, and some of those individuals, it's a direct result of a toxic work environment. That's not what we are being told, of course. The way that I perceive how we're supposed to understand this is that they're just moving on to other opportunities.
Well, good Thursday to you. The Seattle Kraken are in Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs in NHL play. Seattle's coming off a big 8-1 win over Montreal to begin the road trip, but they'll be without the guy who scored a natural hat trick Tuesday. Brandon Montour is with his wife for the birth of their second child. So coming up from Chelan Valley, Cale Fleury to fill his place. Fleury says he'll just try to concentrate on playing his game.
I think I just got to kind of stick to what I do best, just move the puck quick, play physical D, and then, like you said, on the power play, just kind of get it to the guys who are known for scoring up there, move the puck, kind of take my shots if I have a lane.
I got a lot of experience with Cale over the last handful of years, and a lot of trust and confidence in his game, and that goes to the power play as well. He's going to be able to step in and know exactly what we're doing in terms of breakouts and what we're trying to accomplish. So he should be full confidence to deliver tonight. It's a hometown game, and it's not just for Shane. It's a hometown game for Tanev. It's a hometown game for somewhat Jared McCann. So but they're always big games. They're always important games when you're coming back home, and this one I think is the first time for Shane coming to Toronto to do it. So it will be special.
Games being broadcast on both King 5 and Kong TV. Well, the Seahawks continue preparing to take on the Rams Sunday at Lumen Field in Seattle. Wide receiver DK Metcalf missed only the second game of his career last week. In that loss to the Bills, Coach Mike Macdonald has high hopes Metcalf will be able to play this Sunday against the Rams.
I know you're going to ask about DK. Guys doing a great job, confident. Still not going to practice today. Optimistic for tomorrow, so we'll kind of play it day by day. But if anybody else you want to ask, you can go ahead. But I know you're going to ask about that one, so we'll knock it out.
LA's coming in off a 30-20 win over Minnesota with the help of Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp returning from injuries. For Mike Macdonald, he sees the Rams offense starting and clicking thanks to Matthew Stafford.
Well, he's tough as crap. I know that. I mean, this guy's he's as tough as they come. Just the arm talent from all the angles and stuff. I mean, everybody sees like kind of the wow throws, but there's a lot of them. So we respect him on that, and just the savviness and the control of their system, what they're asking him to do on a down in, down out basis, I think is pretty cool. So he's a heck of a player.
LA comes into Sunday's game averaging over 100 yards a game on the ground with 8 rushing touchdowns. Macdonald says they've been shoring up the run defense and hope they'll take a step forward this Sunday.
Well, I think it's our attitude, and I think the guys are steadfast in wanting to improve, and we're figuring out what we do best too. And so right now we're not executing at the highest level, and I just feel really confident in our guys. And having another week at the linebacker position with Ernest in here, having a full week of preparation, being healthy up front, just we're gonna get it figured out. At some point it's gonna start to click. It's kind of like a puzzle when it all fits together. And look, if I was a fan out there, I'd be wanting to see progress too. Just like as the head coach, we want to see us, grow and become a dominant defense. And we're going to get there. It's just it's a process right now, and you got to be married to the process. You can't skip steps because you want better results. You got to keep going through it, and that's what we're doing.
Seattle and LA kickoff Sunday at 1:25 with the game broadcast on Fox TV. The first round of the District 5 1B volleyball tournament was held last night. The higher seeds had the brooms in hand because there was nothing but sweeping going on. Moses Lake Christian swept 3 from Pateras. Waterville Mansfield took down Cascade Christian in straight sets. Soap Lake swept Wilson Creek, and Etiette swept aside Thorpe. There's only one match happening in volleyball action tonight. Eastmont High School is the location where the Wildcats are hosting Moses Lake. That's at 7 o'clock. Today is the first round of the District 5-6 1A girls soccer tournament. Cashmere is hosting College Place. Cascade is home against Walook. Omak is on the road at Natchez Valley. Royal is hosting Kiona Benton. Well, the prep football weekend is actually beginning tonight and will go through Saturday. Wenatchee will celebrate its seniors tonight as the Panthers host Southridge at 7 o'clock at Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Eastmont is home tomorrow against West Valley at 7 o'clock. Moses Lake also home at Lions Field against Davis. Sunnyside visits Eisenhower. It's a mess in the battle for second place in the CWAC, so they'll play most of those games tonight in case of a tiebreaker needed next week. Fred is at Grandview. Tompkins is hosting Lakewood. East Valley visits Ellensburg. Prosser hosts Sela. Tomorrow, Quincy hosts Othello at 7 o'clock. All the games in the South Central Athletic Conference will be tomorrow as Cashmere travels to Natchez Valley at 7. Royal plays at Wapato. Connell hosts Walook, and Zilla is at College Place. Omak has a non-league game tonight at home against Mount Baker. Cascade will visit Chelan tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Bridgeport was home earlier today against Republic. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock kickoff finds Lake Roosevelt at Okanagan. Brewster hosts Manson, and Liberty Bell travels to Tonasket. There is one 1B game tomorrow and 3 on Saturday. Moses Lake Christian visits Soap Lake tomorrow night at 7. On Saturday, Easton visits Lake Quinault at 1. Etiette hosts Mabton at 2. Waterville Mansfield has a 6 o'clock kickoff Saturday night against Oroville. Just a reminder, NCWLIFE will broadcast tomorrow night's Big 9 tilt at Eastmont, where the Wildcats host West Valley. Pregame with Grant Olson and Brandon Harley gets underway at 6:30. Kickoff set for 7. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Thursday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.